How can we heat with the sun at night? Or is hydrogen the energy storage of the future? In our daily life, we are constantly consuming energy to charge our phone, to drive our car, or to heat our apartment. Large industrial plants need even more energy, for example, to make new phones or new cars. But where does this energy actually come from? The electricity we take from the socket needs to be produced. Today, most of our energy is sourced from fossil fuels. These are, for example, oil, gas, or coal. The process is inexpensive and makes the electricity from the socket so cheap. The petrol for our car is also produced from crude oil. Unfortunately, this power from oil and gas has a huge problem. Oil and coal are burned and the heat released is then converted into electricity. While burning the fuel, large amounts of carbon dioxide, or short CO2, are also produced. CO2 is a gas that is released into the air through exhaust in chimneys and then accumulates in our atmosphere. The large amounts of CO2 in the atmosphere cause the greenhouse effect, which makes our Earth hotter and hotter. Due to climate change, weather extremes like droughts and heavy storms also occur more often. To stop this human-made climate change, we need to reduce the CO2 emissions. Instead of using coal and gas to produce our energy, we can use the sun or the wind. Solar cells and wind turbines are built more and more and allow us to produce electricity without the emission of CO2. Sadly, there is still a problem. As you know, the sun only shines during the day, and sometimes it is cloudy. It is also not windy every day. So, to have power from wind and sun always available, we need to store it. This is possible with batteries, for example. Batteries are very useful to power our mobile phones, laptops, or cars. Unfortunately, it is already a problem to run a truck with batteries, because the batteries are very heavy, much too heavy to make a plane fly. So how can we store energy from the sun in a lighter way? One possibility is to use solar electricity to split water. The principle is easy. With electricity, we can divide water into its components, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a very light gas that has a lot of energy and can be used as a fuel. And we need oxygen to breathe, and it doesn't pollute our atmosphere. And the best thing about hydrogen is, if we burn hydrogen with oxygen to fuel our car, only water leaves the exhaust. The principle of water splitting is based on electrochemical cells. They consist of two electrodes, for example 2 sheets of metal, which are dipped into the water. If we supply enough electricity to the electrodes, oxygen emerges at the positively charged electrode and hydrogen emerges at the negatively charged electrode. The hydrogen gas produced can then easily be stored in a tank. The hydrogen can be burned to water again when energy is needed and the sun just doesn't shine. What's the catch? Right now, hydrogen from water is much more expensive as a fuel than oil and gas. That's why many researchers work to produce cheaper hydrogen with energy from the sun. Alcorel, for example, is a project by the European Union where researchers from many different countries come together and try to find new solutions to this problem. Partners from universities, research institutes, and industry collaborate in Alcorel. We can combine our lab experiments with computer simulations and finally test our results also on an industrial scale. That way, we can see if our ideas from the lab can make an impact in real life and can help to produce hydrogen cheaper, so that soon we will be able to heat with the sun, also at night, without CO2. If you want to know more about hydrogen or our project, you can find more information here.